Episode 3. We are back. Primo Podcast in action, live from the United States of America. Here hanging out. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you.
It's been a minute. We had some technical difficulties, but
We
we
did.
were finally able to figure out a little bit, so we're slowly getting there. Um, man, starting off, just congrats, brother. We hit 1,000 views. That was big. Me and you spoke. I mean, I've said this. We spoke about how we knew it had to be like a slow drip, and to reach 1,000 views. I was like seeing the stats from Australia, England, Spain, uh,
Wow.
all these places, and I'm just like, man, like we're gonna have to start to add freaking like subtitles, and man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me, and I'm proud of us just to start this journey. We both were kind of a little afraid to just put up, like, you know what I mean, like put ourselves out there and to do it and get it going, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. So excited, man. Excited, man. So
That's
congrats.
amazing. And that speaks to like how I mean, like people watching from all over the world is why we love the community. You know, it's like we're connecting and talking about this weird thing that we love with people from all over the globe. It's so cool.
Yeah, nah, man. And I'm excited about what's coming. Like, I think as we start to like get this in action and get this flow going, I think the sky is like the limit for us, man. Honestly, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. So wanted to tell you, golf clap, congrats. Man, so yeah, no, that's how I wanted to start it off, man. My name is Champ Vanderford, aka the pre-modern prima donna, and we have Mr. Donovan.
Matt at Mediocre Cards.
Professor Donovan and Dr. Vanderford. And we're here in action. This episode, I think, is going to be a nice one. We're starting to travel now on these episodes, right? We're starting to cross the pond, cross the what's called like Panama Canal, and so this is amazing. This is awesome. This episode, I'm really happy about because it's definitely a player that I really really enjoy, and whenever you watch his highlights and his clips, it's like the dude was out of this world. So very excited about this. And so we're gonna start off with the basics. The basic disclaimer, right? We always do it. We buy goats and we take care of our families. Families are taken care of. Amidst all the chaos and drama, the bills are paid. Money is put away for those rainy days. So that's always a great thing. And the second disclaimer, shout out to our Mafia Don Al. Read his disclaimers. He's got amazing way of chat GPTing it up. So shout out to Al for his 6-page disclaimer. No financial advice. But this is financial advice. Buy every free pre-modern sticker in high grade, right?
Everything we say, buy it.
Everything we say, do it. Disclaimer, don't do it. So gonna go to the like kickoff, man. We got to go to what we was talking about just a second ago about auction 170. The cards got released. We now know what's like coming up. Man, I saw a lot of vintage, a lot of pre-war. Pre-modern I felt was probably the one that got the least amount, but there still is a good amount of stuff, right? There's also a lot of modern. Man, what I said, I think it was the first or second episode, I think there's gonna be a good chance right now for a lot of folks to grab some stuff that they want to get. I think the big cards and stickers, those are probably gonna get a lot of eyes on them, but that means to me that a lot of like of the lesser popular stuff is gonna be able to be gotten, I think, at fair prices. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I don't want to show my cards. I might do like a live stream just to say screw it and do it while I'm going after the stuff. But like, man, I went through. I think I favorited 5 items. I could have favored 30, obviously, but I'm trying to approach it a little differently.
Yeah.
I think I went through and was just like, okay, which is the one that I truly want out of all of these? Okay, favorite it. Which one is the one that I need to maybe get a like better one than what I have? Okay, got it. Which one do I think has like it's might go a little low? So I went through and I did all that. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm thinking this is big. I think this is going to increase these types of auctions. Like I think if they could do this every month, every 5 auctions, maybe, right? Maybe five
Yeah.
every 10. I think that's going to be good for us, man, for us collectors. I mean, I think for the flippers, I think a lot of people are still waiting on the sidelines to see how it goes before they start sending in the good stuff. Maybe a couple people put out some, feelers, right,
Yeah.
just to see how everything goes. But what's your view on it, man? I mean, it's looking good though. It's looking good.
It's looking good. It seems like there's some buzz about it. Like the watcher numbers are pretty strong. I would agree with you. Like, the vintage part of it is carrying, the load. Like it's heavy on really solid vintage. The stuff in pre-modern that stuck out to me, there's a lot of nice Maradonas.
Yeah.
There's a couple of discs. There's some Libre Estampas. There's some really cool Maradona stuff, and I don't have a ton of him, but I really want to. So I've been kind of favoriting a few of those. And then there's some pretty cool, like, there's a Zidane Ruby that, I have my eye on. So I don't know. I think overall, like, it's been good for the hobby.
That's actually a
That's
like a
Mr.
friend of mine.
Nils.
Yeah, so yeah, we say his name's Nils.
Yeah.
So everybody bid up Nils' stuff, man. Nils, man. But yeah, nah, man. I saw just amazing stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's amazing when people start to like, because I have a feeling that this is the start of something good with them. I think that they're at least saying, okay, geeks get to have this one auction. Let's see how it goes. But just them
Yeah.
doing that, I think, is cool. And like I said, I think now it's up to the people that like want to sell. Which honestly, I don't think a lot of people in our thing is looking to sell. As far as the dudes that have a lot of stuff, they actually want to keep everything. But I'm hoping that given just, I guess, everything that's happening in the world, that people do want to sell. And if they do, that's going to be good for us, like us
Yeah.
collectors, right?
Yeah.
But man, I give them kudos, man. At least they're trying. They're trying to figure out something. Um, so I'm excited. I think that night's going to be a fun night in like the Discord. I think people are going to be excited. I think Al and Bill are going to go live
Oh, nice.
think after the auction. I may do a live during the auction and just show how I approach it and just be an open book. Hopefully no one will mess with me and bid up stuff because I now have my little prices that I set that I won't pass. So if anyone wants to be funny, then they'll have to end up paying for the
You're
carload of
disciplined. Look
boxes.
at it. You're disciplined.
Slowly. But now, man, excited. Man, and today now me and you are celebrities, and I think that we have to know that we are popular now. We're now ranked, I think, 11,763 in soccer podcasts. So we're climbing up that ladder. Last week we were 12,222. So we're slowly climbing this ladder. So we're now celebrities, man. We got to be ready for autographs, people asking for pictures, people paying for our food, our beers, hot chicks slipping us our phone numbers and us just like throwing it away. Like we're now like the Kardashian slash Logan Paul type feel now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we have to watch it. You know what I mean? Now all eyes are on us. But you did an amazing interview. I haven't obviously seen it. I know it's just done today, but you are going to be on this season of Desert Island Slabs. So
Yeah. So what happens when you become a soccer card celebrity is James at Desert Island Slabs reaches out to you and asks if you want to talk about soccer cards for 2.5 hours, which is what happened today. And it's going to come out, I think, in a couple of weeks. But had an amazing chat with James. I've always loved his show. Like it's such like a deep dive on like the nerdy aspects of collecting, which is obviously like right up our alley. And I know you had a legendary episode the whole time we were watching the clock, we were like, oh no, we can't go longer than champ. I think we were just short of it. But yeah, look for that. I had a blast with James. I can't wait to just continue talking about soccer cards on, whenever anybody asks me. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I really liked his show with Sully.
yeah,
When
that was a
we
great one.
sat there and we're talking about just them, like, man, I felt that episode, and James was saying some, like, cool stuff too. Like, they just had a good little clicking where it felt like the cameras weren't even rolling; they were just sitting around talking. I
Totally.
thought that was awesome. Shout out to Sully. So yeah, that was cool, and man, I'm proud of you, man. I better have gotten at least 8 to 10 shout outs.
You did. You
So
did.
all
There was
right,
a
all
whole
right,
segment
good,
on
good,
you.
good.
Yeah.
So congrats on that, man. I can't wait
Thank
to see
you.
it. It's going to take James about 3 weeks to upload if it was 2.5 hours. But that's good, man. That's good. I'm telling you, man. We're famous now, man. We're now elsewhere now, man. Um, Man, and we got some other news, right? So you were able to acquire the hall pass.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you are going to SoCo as well. So this is starting to, like, build up. This is a tsunami wave that's coming to Chicago.
I feel like there's like
I'm
critical
excited,
mass building. Like it's almost like
right?
if you're not there, there's something wrong with you. I felt the peer pressure and I was like, if we're doing this thing, I gotta be there. So I did. I talked to the manager of the family and she allowed me to come for 2 days. So I'm there from Friday and Saturday and I absolutely can't wait.
So we're gonna have to get a lawyer on retainer Thursday, just in case things get out of hand at the Fogo de Chao. Nah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm like, every day that passes, I'm getting, like, it's almost like I don't want to think about it, but I'm thinking about it every freaking time. Like, every day, I'm like, man, that's gonna be an event. Like,
It is.
and also there should be some news coming out soon too as well that is pretty big too. Can't really kind of delve too much into it until it's official, but Primo has been working behind the scenes on, a couple of things, and man, I'm really happy for our hobby, our Discord, and just all of us that are going to be there. This is what we talk about, right? Everyone, all these guys talk about the hobby and collectors and collecting, and this is where it's at. This is what this is like. This is the closest thing to, like, those old school shows, I feel, because this is right now in its early stages and it's getting built from, like, the ground floor. These dudes are doing an amazing job. Shout
Yep.
out to Scott. He's killing it. They're just doing something that I think is God's work for us, right? For us geeks. And um man, I mean, I'm ready. I'm gonna have to start tanning. I might have to do some body waxing. You know what I'm saying? I might have to get tatted up, a little, saying, like, SoCo Expo tat across my, like, belly, uh just to be ready. But man, and you're going, man. Come on, man. We're obviously gonna have to do some type of content, some type of
Totally.
interview. We're gonna have to do a few things, and man, we're gonna be walking around. I mean, I can't wait to see, like, some of these cards and stickers, because I have a feeling that that's gonna be my 170 auction, I think. So
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna start to prep and really soon, and start to get, like, a little, what's called, like, game plan going.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited about getting there. I'm excited about, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as obviously a large man would, right? But just to be able to have, like, breakfast with chew or something, and go have lunch, and then dinner, and then have drinks, and then see people's collections up close, talk to face with people that we always speak to on the Discord. I think is gonna be freaking amazing. So for those that are on the fence, get in.
Get in.
Like, I'm going. Like, I'm turned up. I'm gonna be turned up. I'm gonna be, champagne, and I'm gonna be wired. Just because, like I said, this to me is my, like, yearly event. Well, along with the Bad Bunny concert in Puerto Rico that I'll be attending. But this is my, like, you know what I mean? This is my little event that I'm doing
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with like my family, where I get to go solo. So I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to my family. Like I said, my children know, my wife does not know yet. We're gonna keep that under covers until maybe that Sunday that I arrive back, right? But yeah,
That's
man,
when we break the news.
right? But I'm excited, man, that like, wifey said yes, because that means that she knows like how much this means to us, man. So it's pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet.
It's
So
also like I was talking a little bit about this with James, but it's like you have hobby friends. You have like guys that you're DMing with and talking to on the Discord and chatting with all the time. And it's just going to be nice to meet people in person and hang out. And I was like jealous, seeing last year kind of the photos of everybody getting together
yeah,
and hanging out. And it's like this year, I was like, I got to do it. So I'm looking forward to it too.
I'm probably gonna stare at Seb for like a minute and a half, speechless. Just stare at his glaze as he like sets up his table. I'm just gonna be in awe of Seb. But yes, you're absolutely right, man. It's people that we speak to probably more than our friends nowadays, to be honest with you. And that's what this is about, man. We have a passion, and we know that everyone else has that same passion. Um, we obviously go after different things. With everybody goes after, like, everyone has their flow or whatever, but we're all on the same field. So I
Yep.
think this is gonna be amazing, man. And like I said, Scott is setting something up. Like, he's going for it. I really think he's trying to put on the event of events, and I think, he's trying to make it go bigger every time. And
Yeah.
the more that we go, the more that we will be able to feed this monster. And I think this will be a monster, man. I have a
Yep.
feeling in a couple years, this is gonna be just a work of art. I mean, he's on it. He's on it. So excited, excited. Like I said, we are gonna have to get a lawyer on retainer, just in case one of us goes streaking a little too far in. But yeah, yeah, it will be fun, man. It will be fun. Um, Man, we've gotten to the point of this episode. Um, this is a guy, man. I mean, let's just go ahead and say it. It's a player that, I mean, in my opinion, right? He he's gonna go down, and I know it's gonna be crazy to say because he's got the titles, but I still think this guy is underrated.
I
And
agree.
I mean that, right? Because I'm thinking it's because of who he played with and whatnot. But I think that this guy, his style, he transformed that middle. Like, he took it to another level. Like, he was literally playing chess on the field, right? And that is, of course, Andres Iniesta, aka the Master, El Maestro. Um, Man, I like going through again, same as Scholesy. It's like I sit there and I'll go through highlights. I'll watch clips of games. I'll try to watch a half here, half there. And you just see the guy. It's almost like he's coaching on the field as the game is going on. He's constantly talking with his teammates. He's constantly scanning the passes, the plays, how he would fly past defenders. And when you see the dude, he looks like he's 5'6", a buck 50. Like, he doesn't look like this towering figure at all. But how he controlled the game, he was a freaking giant. Like, how his pace, his when he had the ball on the wings and he would do those little ta like, just go by people like nothing, man. And man, when you talk about, I mean, he's done things that I think every one of us dreams about in sports, right? He did things on the biggest stages and did them when you needed him the most. You know what I mean? Like, we all were kids where we would be like 3, 2, 1, Jordan, and we'd shoot Kobe. And he literally was doing game winning goals on the biggest stages, man. So
He was.
you know what I
I,
mean? Like,
I feel like I think he's underrated for exactly the reason you said, because he was part of one of the most talented international teams of all time and
yeah,
maybe the most talented club team of all time. when you're
Yeah.
surrounded by Messi and Busquets and
Gets.
Xavi. And I mean, it goes on and on. But to your point, I don't think it's a coincidence that he was a part of all those teams and he was sort of the engine in the middle of all those teams. And even for, I mean, Spain was insanely talented, but he was kind of the driver. Him and Xavi in the middle were kind of like controlling the pace and kind of controlling what was going on. So I think over time, especially later in his career, he started to be recognized as the great that he is. And
Yeah.
then to your point about like big game player, you talk about the Chelsea Champions League goal. You talk about the World Cup winning goal in 2010. You talk about Euro 2012. You talk about the 2015 Champions League final. Like in the biggest games, he was like man of the match or
Yeah.
a massive contributor. And I just don't think like his resume, you could put his resume up against anybody's.
Anybody. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, he literally was the like man of the match, I think, in the what's called like Euro final, World
Yeah.
Cup final, and Champions League final. Like
Yes.
all within a little man. I mean, that's a run. And then to win, honestly, to win with Spain in that manner, whoever thought he was only good because of Messi or Pep,
Yeah.
for him to do what he did, like it's kind of like, yo, I'm good too. Like, and man, he's and like I said, I don't know if it's lack of ego, same as Scolzi, where it's guys that aren't braggadocious. They aren't like honestly, I feel like he fits in with Scolzi in that is that they're both look like normal, regular dudes, but their brain makes them superhuman, right? Like how do you win that consistently on the biggest stages? And like I said, with Messi and without, I mean that's saying a lot. Like and just again, man, seeing his games, he was just on another level. I honestly think that if he ever was to go into coaching and like he's gonna be amazing because I mean he sees things that there were some passes I was watching where it's just like, who else would have made that pass? Like, you know what I mean? Like in that situation, you got a handful of players. Um, and of course, yes, he had teammates around him, but I honestly feel that he's one of them dudes that made his teammates better. He made the team better. He made them flow.
I saw some Messi quotes where he said he's the best midfielder I've ever played with, and I don't think that's again, sometimes players say stuff that are exaggeration, but I don't think that's an exaggeration. I also
No,
feel like he had the passing and he had the creativity with the ball at his feet where just like
player
his
for the
dribbling highlights are like absurd. Like he's making guys look silly out there.
yes, teams, entire midfields, defenses, like,
And when you
um,
needed him to score, he could score. Like he could shoot from range. Like obviously he can finish. I think he's like one of the most complete midfielders I've ever seen.
that goal against Chelsea, for him not to stop, like he just swung it.
He did.
Like he could have easily stopped it, and and if you see it, it's almost like he hits it in slow mo. How his body like,
He's like still, yeah.
yeah, he's just standing there and he just moves his right foot, popped it in. That goal was super sick. And then the freaking World Cup goal. I mean, I don't know if that was like the what minute that was in, but it was like in extra time. The goalie got a hand on it, but the
Yeah, he
dude hit
did.
it so hard that that ball was going in regardless. And then that famous celebration, takes off the shirt. He's wearing that white shirt with the little thing on. Man, that's epic. For I mean, there's people that I know. Actually, there was a jump like in people getting pregnant 9 months. Like
In
there was
Spain.
babies being
It's
born like 9 months after those goals. Like it was an uptick in pregnancies in Spain. So you can imagine that's impact. If we want
that
to
is
talk about
impact.
global impact, this dude increased the population with his scoring and his passing.
He
Um,
did. There's a baby boom in Spain because of Andres Iniesta. And also, like, to your point about impact, like, he was recognizing, his friend that had passed, on the shirt. And also,
yeah,
he had like mental health struggles at a time when maybe that wasn't like quite as in the forefront of like culture, and he talked openly about it. So like he,
Yeah,
again,
he's
I know we said the same thing about
different,
Scholes,
man.
but it's like he seems like an awesome dude, you know?
Yeah, he's a different breed, and I mean, when you see him, he left. He went for 5 years to Japan, and can you imagine that going to
Yeah.
Japan with your family, playing soccer after you didn't made money? He's got money. He went to make more money and went to go and promote the game there. That culture, he loves that culture. Like he did it. He did everything. I think like as a
Yeah.
kid, if you ask every kid what's your dream, and you write it out, that's his resume,
What else can you do?
right? Like he literally did everything. Like, and that's why I think as time goes on, he will be more, I guess, he'll rise up those ranks because obviously players are going to fall off. There's always hype, right? We always talk about this grand hype. But as time goes on, I think people are going to trail off. And he's just one of those ones that's going to keep climbing.
Yep.
Um, like I said, that's why I say he's underrated. I'm not saying that people don't talk about him. Of course they talk about him, but I feel for what he accomplished, he is a top, like not top of this era, like what you said. He's one of the greats of all time. I think he even makes the bench. If you're talking about a top 20 of all time, man, I mean, it's gonna be tough to keep him off. And I know there's great players that have done it, but when you talk about impact, being key in big moments, his attitude, like when we talk, he seems like such a mellow, relaxed, chill guy. He wasn't cocky. I mean, if he was, I couldn't tell.
No,
Like
I
he
don't think he
just came off
was.
so clean. Like he's amazing, man. And obviously Xavi is gonna be in one of these episodes, right? And it's the same thing. Like they're just guys that really did it. And I mean, how much do you say he contributed to Messi's greatness early on? Because Messi was gonna be great. I think obviously, right? But it's like having Iniesta, Messi could have had some scrubs with him and he still would have been pretty decent. But he happened to have, two or three of the greatest people passing him the ball, moving the ball up, people that play his same type of what's called like mental chess with it. And to have that coach too, I think Pep, man, he did it, man. I actually saw him play too, which is something cool because at the time I didn't know what I was watching.
Yeah.
So obviously, man, if I could go back, there's so much that I would change. But he was a player that like I said, I'm glad I saw live. I could say I saw live. I saw him, Messi, right, all of them. And like I said, going forward, he will keep climbing up. I think, there's only a couple more of this era that, obviously what's called like Luca, I think is up there with him
I
because Luca
agree.
has results. Like, man, he's still he's still playing. But I think he's gonna be top. I mean, of this era, man, wow. He's top, man.
He is.
And
I heard early on that they were like nervous about pairing him with Xavi, having like two small midfielders kind of together. And then if you look back at it, it's what a pairing with Xavi just sort of orchestrating these precision passes, and then Iniesta kind of doing the same thing, but maybe with a little bit more creativity. But the funny thing is, like, I was looking at some stats, like they had a lot of big games where like these major teams had like no shots on goal or like very few shots on goal. And it wasn't because those Barcelona teams had like nasty defenses. They did, but it was because the other team never had the ball.
the
Like
ball
literally never had the ball.
freaking possession, man. They controlled it. That whole style of just movement, touching the ball nonstop. Those what's called like one touch passes.
The tiki taka, yeah.
They made teams look slow. Teams
Yeah.
that were very good. Like,
Yeah.
look like they were out of place. You got to be great. That just doesn't occur. That's like kind of watching like the Bulls. They were beating playoff teams by 20 points, and they're on the bench laughing about it because that was just so easy for them. And that's how I feel it was with Barca. That their run, I think, man, it's just that was I feel it's in the purest form of soccer was that those eras right there.
I haven't seen any lists on like greatest club teams of all time, but like you would have to think some of those Barcelona teams are
have
in
to
like the
have
top
to
5 of all
have
time.
yeah, have to easily, easily,
Yep.
easily. Man, collecting him, early on, he was a player that I went after early on, and I say that because I like collect every freaking player in the world, right? But he was one of my top 5 early on. I knew that he was like ones that I wanted to have a strong look at. Like I really want to have a nice stash of his, and early on, it's like you start to learn, like our thing, what's rare, what's not rare, what was released, and winter updates and this and that. And I love that he's got a total of 3 rookies. Um, One of them is plentiful. I mean, you could probably get it at the 7-Eleven in Kansas, right? And then he's got 2 of them from the same set, and one of those actually is rare. Now that we know it's rare, um, and early on, I was trying to get them in high grades, and it was kind of tough to get them in high grades. Um, there was that whole thing with Leo, where Leo, found a stash. I also found a stash like early on.
So
So
this is the one we're talking about.
that's the Leo special.
That's the Leo
Uh,
special. So I thought this one was rare
it's a
too.
beautiful sticker, man.
It's a beautiful sticker, and
Beautiful
like so
sticker.
the Monte Chromo is the one that we're talking about that you can find in a 7-Eleven
At
in Kansas.
7-Eleven in Kansas. Yeah.
The action shot of Superliga, I did think was rare, and I still think it might be condition rare-ish, but we had all those 10s that Leo found hit the market over the past year. And I have to admit, like, it's soured the sticker a little bit for me because like I bought a 6 at the peak and then I upgraded to a 9 and then all these 10s flooded the market and I'm just like, oh man, do I have to upgrade again? Like
I was buying each grade at peak, like the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8.
like I just went up the overpay ladder and then I'm just like, I don't know if I can do it anymore. I'm tired.
Nah, man, and yo, man, shouts out to like Leo, man. He grinds it out.
He does.
He, people don't understand. He's very passionate about this thing. He search and destroys. Like he has contacts, man. He's built like he travels to all these countries, knows people in all these countries, and I don't think people get how hard that is to be able to get there. He's kind of like the Bill Maestro of our
Yeah.
team, where
Yeah.
he's getting his hands on a lot of these rare pre-modern stickers in high grade that I think early on, if people were kind of like, he's printing them or they're fake. I think now we know that it's Leo's talent that's getting all these stickers in the game, and
Yes.
he's someone that I am like a customer of his. I say it like
Me
proudly
too.
because he's been able to get stuff for me, bro. Like I've gotten things where I'm thinking I'll never get him, and I'll send him a list, and then he'll just like a month or 2 later, "Oh, brother, I found this," and it's like, yo,
And for people
like,
that don't know, we're talking about Panini vibes on
yeah,
Insta. He's a great and it's definitely no shade to Leo. Like Leo's doing his thing, and he
yeah,
does a service to the hobby by finding these pre-modern
yeah,
treasures over in Europe and making them accessible. I think it is just a reality of pre-modern that stuff can still be found, and
yeah.
we're
A
not
lot of it,
dealing with pop reports that are static even more so than vintage and pre-war probably. So it's a risk we take when it's like, hey, we've been in this for 4 or 5 years. We think this is rare, but there can be those discoveries out there that really change kind of the pop report.
yeah. No, and he's always on it, and so with those, man, I mean, I just feel, it was only right that a player like that. I hope people get these, like, because
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be in a lot of people's stashes,
Yeah.
and so, man, like, shout out to Leo and his printer. But yeah, man, to me, out of those three rookies, the portrait, I love 419. I'm
You've got a
man,
better one than me. I've got a 6. It's a really nicely centered 6, but you've got
a
a
very, very
big.
nicely centered six.
I really love this one, and I think Soccer Study used to talk about how it was part of an update, which made it a little bit more
Under update,
rare than the action shot, which I think makes a ton of sense. I have to
yeah,
admit
a
too,
lot
like
rare.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot more rare. I'm almost to the point where I wouldn't mind snagging a Mundachromo 10 just to have it and like complete the trifecta.
Shout out to Mo Card Mania. He's the only one that has, I think, the three of them in a PSA 10, right? If
I
I'm not
think he
mistaken.
does.
So that's difficult to achieve as a collector. Everyone knows, and those are not that easy. Also, those are hard to find centered. So yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of them, but they're not just any type of card. Like those are very difficult as far as to get a really nice one, right?
they
Um,
are.
and yeah, man, no, I feel like for every 4 or 5 of the action shot, there's one of the what's called like 419.
The
Um,
headshot. That's exactly right.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't have the scientifical data to but the people I've spoken to, people that deal with this set, there's also a guy named Paulo, what's called Andre at Soccer Study, like everyone that I have, even Al, everyone that I have, spoke to about it, that portrait is rare. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, when we say rare, we're not talking about no, there's only 3 copies in the world. No, there's plenty, but it's compared rare as far as for our thing, it's rare because it
Yes.
wasn't released in that first batch. It wasn't released, this was a special batch.
Yep.
Um, and so with that one, it's yeah, there are probably going to be more that are going to come out, but that's going to always be, and mark my words, will always be the lowest amount of popped of his stickers. That's always going
Yep.
to have like the lowest amount is going to be
Yep.
that one. So that one, it took me a while. I got lucky. I know that on Golden there was an auction. I don't know who did it, but whoever did it, this was like early on. I know there was a run of like 4 or 5 weeks where there was like a PSA 9 in these auctions. I know Al fed his what's called belly first, and then I think I ran up like 2 or 3 of them or 4 maybe. And it was like every week I was getting a PSA 9 419, and because I love it. I can't get enough of it. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's a
And
great
then
sticker.
right, yeah, no, and they're actually, like I said, like that action shot, man, that's one of the best rookies. I just that whole design, that blue, his kit, just the white background, it's freaking gorgeous, man. It
It's
really
awesome.
is. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we got second year. Second year, he has quite a bit, right? We're gonna go ahead and show this puppy right here.
Look at that beauty.
This one I love, man. And obviously the freaking mega features, man. Where we talked about, it's one of my favorites, and to have him in it, I mean, it's got R9, it's got Dino, it's got Xavi, it's got all these players in it, and to have his another what's called like portrait, and just the design, how his name is just his last name, the red and the blue. I mean, it's just beautiful, man. I actually have a few of these. I don't want to say how many of them because I don't want people to laugh at me, but yeah, I have a few of these.
We might have to talk about a trade.
It
I'm
is
sorry. I'm
beautiful,
staring at
right?
this thing and I need to get one.
Nah, it's nice, man. It's nice, man. It's very, very nice, man. Oh, there we go. It's beautiful, man.
It's a
Beautiful,
great
beautiful.
back.
Yeah, this one, and then obviously this is probably, man. This one's nice. Because us and what's called like Estee for like pre-modern, right? Like this is just, man,
The
so
Estee designs are some of the best.
I love them, man. I love them, man. This one is a 9, right? But these are just beautiful, man. Classic retro. Cannot be beat, man. Cannot be beat. Just love
I
him,
love
love
that
him,
one.
love him. Shout out to Carolina Cars. I think he controls, I think, 2 or 3 of them, if I recall. So he was on them early on. I may have more than one as well. I don't recall how many, but I believe I also have a couple of those. And then we go to, this is gonna be, I think, 4th year. These I love, man. These were cool because they're not that easy to find in high grades. Like there's a ton of them, but they're usually 7s and 8s. So it took
Yeah,
me a
I've seen
while,
that.
right? It
It
took
must
me
be
a
that
while to be
glossy
able to get
finish
the
is tough.
whole. It took me a while to like work on these, man.
That's a
Took me a minute,
beauty.
man. It took me a minute. I love this one, right? Oh my god.
That's got like that cracked ice vibe.
Yes. Cracked ice before cracked ice, right?
Yep. Yep.
It's the horizontal. No, it's the
Look at you.
vertical
You got
one.
the set.
Man, they look nice on camera. They look better on camera than in hand in person.
I was gonna say
Oh,
those look
goodness
amazing. Look at you.
man. So these I'm always looking for too in high grades because I know how hard it was for me to get to these, right? So those right there I love. And then man, I mean we gotta go to this one too. This is probably as far as eye appeal, man. It's so beautiful. That kit, the red and gold background with the little black accents, and then that white kit with the triangle, the Spain triangle. That's probably one of my favorite kits, man. I
It's
freaking
a
love that
great
kit.
kit. Plus,
It's
adding
so
one with
good,
the
man.
national jersey is like that's a great one to add
Right?
with the
It's
Spain
beautiful,
jersey. That is
man.
awesome.
This was so nice, man. See, that is so nice. This one is numbered to 10 out of 10. It's nice. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Very nice, man. And then we got, now this one, I'm telling you, when this came up, I'm shocked that nobody jumped at it like I did. Like I think it was up for maybe like a day, but I'm just surprised that no one else jumped on it. Um it's beautiful. I love the World Cup star set, man. If it was up to me, this is one of the sets that I would go after of 2014. Right?
That thing is sick.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. I don't know why it's a 7 because I look at it. I guess it might have some surface damage or something because it's pretty sharp. The back is sharp. And these don't come up, man. In like when it comes to stars, they don't come up a lot. So it's
No.
pretty intense. Like I said, when I saw it come up, I mean, it was me at a Thanksgiving party, right? Like I had second and thirds. I jumped at that turkey quick. Um, and it's beautiful, man. It really is, man.
That's
Beautiful.
awesome.
This one is 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. I've never seen a regular gold of his. I've
I
never
haven't
even seen
either.
those, right? And it's been, we're talking now, we've been in it, what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen nothing of that, right? And then obviously, we got the whole Skittles thing. The Skittles thing, man.
I love the Skittle. If I so like one thing about I don't think I have a card after 2005. Like I think 2005 is like the latest card that I actually currently own in my collection. But if I was going to break that, it would be 2017 Chrome. I think that is a beautiful set, and that's
The
I
image, man.
cannot believe you have that run.
Me either. It took a while. I can't lie. It took a while. I never thought that I was going to be able to get it early on, but I knew I was like, nah, just wait, and then that red will drop, and it dropped, and I was able to swing for the offenses, man, and got lucky. And it's something that, if like I said, if I'm to hold one card of his or two, that red is in there. It's beautiful, man. Like these, man, they truly are beautiful in hand. And I know as card
Yeah,
collectors, we say that about every freaking card that like we buy. So I guess what's called like justify our addictions. But the Topps Chrome set is freaking beautiful, man. It
I
really
think
is,
it's
man.
on another level. I would honestly, this might be a hot take. I would put it above Prism in terms of design. I think it's
Yeah,
absolutely like the full bleed colors. Like you just cannot beat it.
you can't, man. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, this one's clean. The orange one is clean, man.
Early cert on that bad boy.
Right? And look at this one. This was earlier than all of them. That puppy's earlier than all of them.
Oh, I love that.
It's been
I think,
riding with the
that's the
prettiest,
king.
man. PSA's hating. PSA hates on Champ. I'm gonna crack it. I'm gonna resend it in and slip him a $20 bill. No, this was. I don't care if this was a 6, man. I'd still would have got it. This is to me. This is beautiful,
Absolutely.
man. You can
That's
just see,
stunning.
man, it's beautiful, man. This one is number 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out
Oh,
of 10. And then one of my recent pickups. This one, I think I showed this on the first episode. I want to say,
yeah,
but man, this thing is just that image. That is Iniesta to me, right there.
totally.
Like that image of him, that's like my view of his. Like if I see him at like the grocery store, he's gonna be doing that with the cart, like that same turn, like
That's such a good call. Like ball at his feet, assessing the situation, ready to make
yes,
someone look
reading
silly.
it,
Yeah.
yes, dude. Oh, man, a quarterback like dropping back, right? Like
Yeah.
he's like you just know that he's about to dance through 2, 3 dudes, dish it off, get it back, and then like dish it off again. Like, and this one, man, it honestly, it like it came up like a gold. It came up once or twice, and I just, you know how we are early on. We're like, oh no, it'll come up again, and it's like it was a while before it came up again, and then it finally
Yeah.
came up, and I just knew. I was like, man, I really believe in him as a player, and the card is beautiful. Like, and so I knew. I was like, I have to, man, and I jumped at it, and I'm blessed I did, because it's probably like in the last year, like the last, yeah, I'd say the last year, it's one of my favorites, like top
I
5 that
can
I've bought.
tell. I can tell you love that card.
Yeah, it's like just to stare at it, the whole design of it. And like I said, that image, man, it fits him. It's him.
Yeah.
So freaking beautiful, man. So freaking beautiful, man.
No, that's
Shout
awesome.
shout out to Iniesta, man. Right? Nah, man. I think going like long term, I think, he's just gonna keep climbing that ladder as all the hype dies down on a lot of players. Um, you can't beat his resume.
No.
You can't. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? What were your results on the pitch, off the pitch? I never heard him getting drunk or being at a bar or punching somebody. Or the dude's always with his family, bro. He's always chilling with his family when he's not like on the pitch. The dude's coming to the stadiums in regular jeans and regular t-shirts and like some like Nikes. Like, you never saw him flashy. Like, he was flashy on the pitch, but off the pitch, this dude is just so simple. And I think that adds to his whole flow. I think kind of like Scholesy, where their brain is their superpower, right? Like,
Yeah. I was
incredible.
reading a little bit about it, like his upbringing, like he was from like a pretty rural part of Spain, like off the beaten path. And his dad was like, he was a pro player at like a lower division or something, but he came from humble beginnings, and you can kind of sense that from him, and being a
Yeah,
smaller guy, like he had to fight for everything that he earned, but he won at every level. Like starting at age 7, he was just winning national tournaments, and he just continued to win everything. So I think that obviously says something about him. I think history will be kind to him, to your point.
yeah. No, it will. I think his card values, if a Xavi go sorry, if yeah, like either of their goals of the 20 like 14 come up, uh many are gonna go after it. I especially him, like his, like any other red chrome comes up, it's not gonna go cheap. I have a
No.
feeling that there's so many people now that know that these things are not coming up at all. So the moment that they come up, it's like, yo, these things are just gonna keep shooting for like the moon. And so I'm
Yep.
glad that early on I like got in. I'm still looking for his 2014 Prism. If anyone knows like anybody that is has it. Shout out to them for telling them that I want it, right? Yeah, man, it's definitely going to be a battle. I think for his golds, his beautiful golds, it's not going to be easy. I think, man, because I think, like I said, now people see all that hype from 2020, 2021. It's died down, so we know now what's what, right? Like now we see that all of these new sets are getting just massively printed. So when you look at that Prism set, when you look at that Chrome set, you know that it's tough finds now. And like I
And-
said, there's people that have them that, like, for example, I know James, he's not gonna let go of his red. That dude
no,
has the whole, I think, set in red by now. Or he's only missing a couple of players. I know he's not gonna get rid of that set. So I mean, I'm not getting rid of mine. So that's already two off of the market that ain't never gonna get sold. So
yeah,
there's only 8 of them left. So I mean that just goes to show that it's definitely a banger, as the kids say.
it is a
But
banger. Imagine if he had a 2010. Like, imagine if Prism came out in 2010, the year they won it. Like, a
hey,
gold would be insane.
that card is beautiful, by the way.
It's a
The
great card.
World Cup 2010, it's actually those designs. That's probably one of the more, like, I mean, yeah, it was printed in abundance, but that card is freaking beautiful, man.
I
Oh
wish
my
they did
god.
parallels for those sets, like
Yes,
2006
right?
and
Yes.
2010. Like, it's just they're not rare enough to be like super collectible, but man, the designs were awesome. And
Beautiful.
the
That's that.
checklists were out of control.
Yes, nah, man. Good stuff, man. Man, that's amazing. We showed his stash. You had his rookies. Let's see what happens with him long term, man. I think if he ever gets into coaching, I know he's still playing. I don't know if he's actually officially retired yet or not.
I know, I
But
don't know either. For some reason I thought he was, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I think he signed another deal somewhere else. I'm not
Okay.
100% sure, but I think once he's done, I have a feeling that he's. I mean, he does got daughters, and usually when you got daughters, you ain't trying to be a coach 'cause that's real tough. But I would love to see him coach, man. I just think that he's that kind of guy that he could be a good coach.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's got that swag. He's quiet, but people respect him like tremendously, and so that would be pretty cool. Cause man, when Xavi coached, he turned around that team. I don't think people. Yeah, he left on a sour note, but he turned that team around and had them winning early, quick. Like that was one of the nicer runs, man.
Yeah.
When he came in, and I think he only had very, like, he wasn't a coach for that long. So I think the same thing with him, right? So yeah, man, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, he's a great player, man. We only talk about goats, so he's obviously, like I said, he's one of my top 5 that I go after. That hasn't changed since I like started this again, and I don't think it's ever gonna stop.
Yeah.
So addicted to him. Man, extra time. Collectors of the week. First, we got to shout out Mo Card Mania because, like we said, he's got the, that run of the freaking 3 like rookies in PSA 10. That's freaking amazing. I know Al,
Oh,
I think, might also have them as well in PSA 10s. I'm not sure because I know Al goes crazy too as well. But man, our first one of this week, this dude, me and you spoke. He collects on another level. The dude is not on Earth. He's maybe on Saturn, Neptune. I'm not sure what planet he's on, but weekend
weekend
update.
update,
Man,
baby. One of the
Jesus
best
Christ.
collections you're gonna see on Instagram. Like, just
Wow.
what I love about this guy was ahead of all of us. Like, he was collecting, like, 8 years before we even found this
We
thing.
knew what like Prism was.
And if you just like look down his page, you're like, you got you got a CR7 rookie sticker headshot in a 10? Like, he's got stuff you just don't see in crazy early certs and in crazy grades because he was early to the game. And I like,
Yeah,
sometimes I look at his stuff and I'm like, God, why couldn't I have gotten into this in like
dude.
2014?
We're like here. He's like
he's,
here. Like
he's
he's right up here. We meet me and you like down here somewhere. Like Nah, man, look, his CR7 stash, I think is Jesus, man. I want to say it's unmatched.
It might be the best CR7 collection I've seen.
Yeah, no, he's lit and he's been lit. He was one of my. I was telling you, he was one of the dudes that early on would watch my like crazy lives.
Yeah.
But I would sit there and get drunk and hammered and like start blabbering and stuttering and stuff. And I remember he used to always watch them. So, man, he's someone that's always been in this. Like he's ever since I came in, he's always been around doing his thing. He has never stopped. He's always
Yes.
posting legendary shit.
Yes.
So I've always like wanted to see him and speak to him, man. I'm hoping that he's gonna go to SoCo. I'm not sure. But if he does, man, he's definitely someone that I want to take a selfie with, high five, and have maybe a beer or some, like Fogo with. But yeah, man, shout out to him. He's incredible, man. He really is. Jesus, man. Yeah, we're actually we ain't even on the screen. We ain't even on the screen, man. This dude just tip of the iceberg. Um, and next up, I want to give a shout out. It's funny that we do a show about a Spanish player. I want to give a shout out to two dudes that they are doing their thing in Spain.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these two dudes are collectors. Yes, they sell, but they're selling to collect more stuff. And that's how I feel that I'm gonna be as like a seller, right? It's like, yeah, I'm flipping, but it's literally gonna be just to get better stuff. And these two dudes, they're at the source. Like they're in Spain, they're going to card shows, they do autograph stuff. They have amazing autographs of like goats of players that ain't even around anymore, right? And just to see them grow and building their stashes, man. Shout out to Gento and Guillermo, right? They were recently at this show in Spain and they killed it. Their setup, man, was amazing. They got some rare R9 stuff. They got rare Barca stuff, Real Madrid stuff. I know that his father actually collects and still collects, I think. So,
Hmm.
he got named, I think, after a player, like a legendary player. So when you got those roots in you, you know what you're doing. And so I wanted just to give them a shout out, man, because dude, they're like me and you over there,
Yeah.
right?
Do they do
They're
content?
really collectors.
Do they do
What's up?
content too?
I think kind of, but not to the full scale yet.
Okay.
But I think they will be doing some. I'm looking to do something with them in Spanish.
Wow.
In the next couple months, actually, man. I mean, kind of what's called like speaking to them about it. And they're really good guys. Like they're passionate about this, and I think I'll click with anybody that's real and passionate. I think in our thing, they are great people, but I think there's like this underlying like snobbiness too that's kind
Yeah.
of there, and it is what it is. That happens in every field. But with them, I've only felt positive energy, passion, hunger for knowledge. They're always trying to learn and ask about stuff like, and I love that, man, because I'm the same way. Like, and yeah, there's some people that if you ask them a certain question, they kind of assume that you should know it, and it's like, bro, I'm not an expert. I'm trying to learn. Like, and with them, their energy is what I love about them, and they're setting up at shows like they're living the dream, man. Like they're doing it. They're actually doing it.
But they're like, I
So
know
shout out
Spain
to
has
them.
always had like an awesome collecting culture, but like guys like that are kind of taking the lead and keeping it going and,
It's amazing to
showing up
see.
at shows and getting more people involved. Like that's how it's going to grow even
Oh
more
yeah,
in Europe. So
yeah.
like I love following those guys. I'm so glad you're
Yeah,
chatting with them. I can't wait to hear
they're
what you
they're
guys do.
they're they're hardcore, man. Yeah, I can't wait in Spanish. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna have to get some wine ready, and I'm excited because this is gonna be fun, man. So shout out to them and shout out to Nate. And man, money shot, the final countdown. We kept it right under an hour. We're at 59 minutes. This is because we were starting to stretch it. I think the next stretch might be the next episode though. I have a feeling that our
Yeah.
next episode is going to be a classic episode. Man,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I was able to watch all these highlights again, man. Like watching some of these games from fucking Iniesta, man. He's what I love about the sport. Him and Scozy, like we've obviously started off with legends. And just to see these kind of players that we are, you know what I'm saying, like going after, hunting, it's people that are really pure. Like they are what makes the sport pure. You know, they bring this swag, this flow. They leave their, you know, their what's called touch on this sport going forward. And this guy is just, like I said, he's gonna keep climbing the ranks. I think as time goes on, you know, people will say this dude is one of, or arguably, like, you know what I mean, one of the top
Yep.
midfielders, players in general. We talked about his resume. Dude got MVP of the three finals that you could, of the top three finals that you could get player of the game. He got them. He hit goals in Champions League. He made game-winning assists in Champions League. He hit game winners in the World Cup. Like he's a big part of Messi being Messi. And I'm not trying to take away from Messi, but you know what I mean? Like Jordan needed Pippen. And I
Yeah.
think Messi, part of his greatness has to do with he had teammates that understood his greatness and fed him the ball. And these dudes weren't just, they were really playing chess. I think Barca was doing chess while everyone was doing checkers. And yes,
Yeah.
there's other teams I know, like it's called like Pirlo, like that mid was good, right? But I think the Barca, they're just a little upper echelon, man. They're a little higher up than all those midfields, man. And so shout out to Andres Iniesta, man, for real.
Yeah, man, you've inspired me. Some of those second years, I kind of like forgot about them a little bit, or maybe they're off my radar. And now I'm kind of, I think I'm going to go hunting after this. I'm going to do some second year
eBay,
hunting.
right now.
Maybe in the champs pond.
Man, nah, man. We got this, man. We got this, man. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a crazy ride the last like month and a half, and we're just getting started. Things big news is you know like coming up in the next couple weeks. And like I said, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of us. And I think we're going in the right direction. Everybody that has shared us, liked us, followed us, thank you. I've said it to many people in DMs, man. I've gotten a lot of DMs. You also have, and I try to respond because I really, it means a lot to me. So man, I'm very appreciative of all the love that we've gotten, man. This wasn't the easiest thing for like, you know, like me and you to do, but the fact that we're doing it and we're getting folks to really see our passion and our love for it, it doesn't make me feel like a total geek, just a slight geek. So we're
It's
definitely
like
on the
if we're surrounded by our other geeks, you know, we're all in this together. So
geek
thanks for
power.
everybody that's listened.
I know y'all see. I know y'all see the hat, man. Shout out to New Era. We're hopefully sponsored by like New Era one day. All right, man. I'll see you for episode 4. Enjoy your vacation. Drink a
Thank you,
Mai Tai
sir.
or two, a pina colada. Get some get some sun, and stay away from sharks.
Thank you, sir. And thanks everybody.
Thank y'all, man. Peace out, man.
Peace out.
Peace out, man. Mwah.